Hey guys, in today's chapter, I'm going to cover a critical point of business, and that is who you never want to sell and who you never want to hire. Hey everybody, Greg here. So welcome back to the next video in the series on my book, Fun at Work. Today is chapter 12, You Can't Help Them All. Now, if you've been liking what you're hearing from me and our team here at Matterhorn, then please subscribe, hit the bell so you're sure to get notifications. We're churning out 3 videos a week right now. So please subscribe to our channel. Now, today's chapter is very interesting. You can't help them all. And as a business owner, it actually is a liability to have the viewpoint that you are going to have 100% satisfied customers, that you are going to be able to help every customer. Your product is the best, your service is the best, whatever it might be. And also that translates over to staffing, that every staff member that comes on board, no matter what their circumstances, no matter what their background or previous training or whatever, that they are just going to make it in your company no matter what. So you should go online. I talk about it in this chapter, the Pareto Principle. Basically, it's known as the 80-20 rule. And what it basically says is that 80% of the effect is made by 20% of the cause. And we've seen this before with clients just with regards to their revenue. Usually 80% of the revenue is coming from 20% of the customers or 20% of the products. The other interesting statistic, and you can go online and find much research about this, 80% of the revenue is usually sold by 20% of the sales reps. So this 80-20 rule really is almost like gravity. It's almost kind of like a rule of doing business, kind of like a rule of life. There is the 80-20 rule. So what that means then is you're not going to be able to help 20% of the population. So let's take a look. You get 10 new prospects, and let's even say 10 new accounts. Well, if you haven't done some sort of a vetting process on those 10 new accounts, 2 of them are going to be trouble. And so in our sales training, it's very, very critical that someone understands they have to actually take a look at a prospect and look, is this the type of customer that we want in this company? And it doesn't matter if it's a big deal, $10,000 deal, $10 million deal. And you chase the money, and there are people out there, as soon as they pay for the product or service, now they think they own part of the company. Now they're going to get personalized service. You're going to show up at their house on Sunday, and they're just going to start being a problem. With regards to staff, every business is going to go through its ups and downs, economic uncertainties, whatever's going on in the country's economy or whatever. And whenever there is a downturn and it's time to figure it out, we have to pivot, we have to change some things. How are we going to survive this? How are we going in a new direction? The staff pretty much are going to fall into a couple of categories. One category is going to be, boss, I got your back. I'm here 12 hours a day. Let's figure it out. Have we ever thought about this, this, or this? And they are problem solvers. They sit down, and in the book I talk about Solution Sam and Golden Gilda. They're sitting down, they're rolling up their sleeves, they're coming up with ideas, and they're helping create a solution to the existing bad situation. But then there are other people who they can call themselves realists, devil's advocate. Well, if we do that, and then this happens, then the company could go bankrupt. And in the book, I talk about Debbie Downer and Problem Pete. So now you're sitting there and you're trying to create a way out of this, and they're over here being negative Nellies and trying to be real and trying to take the other viewpoint. And not that I'm trying to surround myself with yes men and people who only think I'm right. That's not what this is about. But we have to have people. You have to surround yourself with people who are thinking towards winning rather than preventing loss. And I've talked about it before on other videos. I talk about it in my book. First of all, you have to be willing to fail. You have to be willing to lose. You have to be willing for it to not work out. And no matter what, when you sit down and, how's the saying go? Hope for the best, plan for the worst. So planning, well, if it goes this poorly, then what are we going to do about it? Well, the positive people in the group will say, well, we could do this, we could do this, we could do this. Okay, so we're willing to experience that. We can prepare for that. Other people will just sit there and say, no, 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 no. And there's one client that I spoke with last week who actually was doing very well, $350,000 a month in revenue about a year ago. And on the staff of 25, there were about 10 who kept like stirring the pot and causing trouble. And so we're just coming out of this COVID mess, and it's supposed to be hard and it's supposed to be rough. But in the last 10 months, they've replaced those 10 with other folks with different viewpoints. And in the first month they were able to reopen, they did 550,000. And 550 was easier with those people than 350 was before with the 10 negative Nellies. So in this chapter, you really have to take a good look at your staff. You have to take a good look at your customer and client base. And you really have to get over pleasing them all. Everybody is going to make it. I'm sorry, they aren't all going to make it. And I'm sorry, you're not going to make them all happy. So as far as I'm concerned, this is one of the more important chapters in the book because the book is a workbook. If you follow along with the business building process in here, your business will expand. We have exercises that go with every chapter. However, if you have clients in your client base that are causing trouble, and if you have staff on your staff that are just nothing but negative and they bring the rest of the group down, you're going to have trouble. And I've got a diagram in here that I just love. This is what those people do. This is what they specialize in. They actually hold the statistics down, and I have no idea why. It's just kind of like the game that they are playing. And so that's just not the game I play. If you read my first chapter, the introduction to the book, if you know me, you win. If it's no fun, I'm not doing it. And if you know me, you win. The parentheses statement after if you know me, you win is if you can't win, you can't know me. That's just the bottom line. If you're going to be around me and you can't make your statistics go up, you can't be part of the problem or part of the solution, then that makes you part of the problem. And I'm sorry, then you can't know me. So this is a real critical chapter in the book. I very highly recommend it. You could even read that chapter first. It's chapter 12. And you'll get a lot more done in a lot less time and have a lot more fun. So buy the book, read the chapter. I hope this has helped.